to the group chat 806, where we, a group of strong women, come together to empower, inspire, and break down barriers. I'm Dorothy, and I want you guys to meet my beautiful co-hosts, Jazz and Christian. And what are we talking about today, guys?
Mental health.
Mental health. First of all, how's y'all week been?
Yes, Lord.
How's y'all
Thank
week
you,
been?
Lord.
All right. Have y'all had a good week?
Well, it's only Monday, so should we talk about last week?
Last week.
Yeah,
Last week, because I feel like I haven't seen y'all in
2 weeks. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah.
So in those 2 weeks.
So for you, ma'am, how's your week been?
It's been good. I mean, I'm taking it day by day.
Yeah.
So I really had a good week. Like I said, I've been trying to hold the power, keep my tongue, keep my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just learning me. I'm learning me. I think
that.
I've repressed so much that it's all coming out. So I got to learn to understand it. So I've really just been doing some inner work and being less reactive because let's be real, it's been real reactive. So
yeah,
I'm just really just trying to slow it down because I want my own peace within myself. So
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm bouncing off of you. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
My last week was a lot of reflection, self-reflection, just so much. I did buy the shadow book.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you sprung it on me.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I did because I don't have lasting relationships, friendships, family ships, boyfriendships. I don't have lasting relationships, and it's, you have to ask yourself, what are you doing? What are you doing to not have these relationships? And not really like what are you doing, but why do you have that wall up to where you're not letting people in? And so I told myself that I was going to journal at least once a week, if not every day. And I set a reminder to do that. I'm supposed to start my book, shadow work book, tonight. And I just want to be a better person. I want a relationship forever. And, I want to just grow. I want to grow. And I don't want to grow towards like, every time I jump into saying I want to grow and mature, it's always like, let me go to church. And I'm at the point where I don't think it's a church thing. I think it's a self thing. And so I really want to work on myself. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been focusing on just taking time for myself to think. I shut my phone off now. I don't even let phone calls come through now. Just want to better myself. So my week's been just a lot of self-reflection, really kind of down and out. Like I could say I've been maybe even depressed a little bit, but I know it's for a good cause.
And it's crazy you said that because I've been so worried about you. I'm like, I wonder if she's okay. Like, blah, blah, blah. But like I can feel that wall sometimes. Like, and it doesn't push me away because I have walls up too. So I kind of see that within you. So I'm just like, okay, when she's ready to talk, she'll talk. Or you know. So
I'm so bad at that though. I'm really, really not good at it. And I was thinking, golly, I want to go back to counseling. I loved when I went to counseling. It helped me in so many ways, and I'm in the stage where I'm ready to go back. It's just affording it,
Yes, man. I agree with that because I want to do it too. And I had started it, and I went through the BetterHelp app, y'all. But like, I did not like the counselor that I had, and it was just one little thing, and I was like, you know what? No.
Let's touch back on the counseling and you not liking her, because I just listened to something that might be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, let's touch back on that.
Yeah.
How was your week though?
My weeks have been, life has been life in y'all. I'm like you. I feel like I have been up. I've been down. I've been down more than I've been up. I'm at a stage right now where I'm like, I'm everywhere. I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be mentally, physically, job-wise. I feel like as a parent, I feel like I'm just everywhere, all over the place. My emotions are. So right now, life has been lifing. But, I'm trying to just like take it one day at a time and just, I pray about it and, I read a little bit more. So I'm just, I don't know. And when I go through things, I shut down. I'm like, I don't want to talk to people. Like, please don't ask me no questions. And then my husband feels that, and he's like, I'm here. You can talk to me. And I'm like, I know you're here, but I don't care. So I got to learn how to not shut down. And it's okay, like, to choose who I want to be vulnerable with. I don't have to be vulnerable with everybody, but like, with the people I trust and stuff like that, I can talk to them. You can talk to me. Like, you need that space.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing, because at least I'm not the only one. But even if I was the only one, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We might shed some tears if we get too deep in a conversation today, because I'm like emotional. I'm like,
It's okay.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's okay, but we're here for you.
Yes.
You can always call on me. That's why we here. That's why I feel like I'm like, you know, I called you, you didn't answer, but I'm like, I feel like sometimes we can relate on that area. You know, it's like you push people away. Like, look, I'm going through something. I don't want to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to nobody. I want to stay in that.
well,
room.
not that I don't want to talk, but like,
hiatus.
I don't like to
Yeah.
cry.
I know.
And talking is crying, and then I'm crying and I'm talking, and
Yeah,
it's
I
just
get
like,
it.
I'd rather just not do anything of that,
I
you know?
And it's okay. It's okay.
You gotta get it out.
Yes,
That's
you
the
do.
issue.
You
You,
have
know
to
what I'm saying?
get
Like
it
we
out.
repress so much, and then it's like fucking word vomit or just vomit.
Treating
Diarrhea.
the people that you care like shit and
Yeah.
all this stuff, and it's like I'm just angry within myself, and it's not you, and I'm
Yeah.
treating you like shit and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
You don't gotta be strong by yourself.
Yeah.
No, but that's why we are having this podcast to have these conversations, because we're not the only one going through this,
Yeah.
and this is real life
Yes.
happening. You know,
Yes.
we can't always get on here and be happy and go lucky,
You
and
know, for real.
we're not faking. This is
No.
real. We did this for women that are also struggling or also want to
Yes.
grow, or
Yes.
sometimes we're goofing off and it's not a serious conversation, you know, but
Yeah.
this is real. This is
It is.
why we started the podcast. So
It is.
It is.
Yes.
yeah, so you were talking about counseling. You've gone to
Yeah.
counseling before?
Yeah, so I had started in February, and I mean, at the time I was like, I didn't care about the money, but my counselor, it was honestly, and it was sad. It was only like 3 weeks in, and she literally always asked me, so tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. And at first I was just kind of like, I would answer her, but then like it just got too repetitive. And I'm like, okay, I told you that I have a very traumatized, like I gave her my whole rundown of my childhood.
Why am I
like,
keep repeating
everything.
this?
Yes.
Now I'm getting irritated.
Like,
with
Let's
you.
have a
want some
conversation.
input.
I feel like you're
Yes.
reading a script.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I would ask her, she would say that. And then so one time I was like, do you not have anything to tell me? She was like, well, I'm just trying to get a little bit of background. And so then I proceeded to tell her again, like I have a very traumatized childhood growing up. This relationship that I'm in right now is going to fucking shit.
Yeah.
And the thing that I was like, I'm done, is she put me on hold in the middle of like me telling her about me and my ex to let her freaking plumber or somebody into her house. And I just hung up and I canceled my service because I was like, I paid for this time.
Give me the time that I paid
Right.
for.
Which I messed up anyway because I'm sorry, but I don't want no one to cancel me if they don't look like me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I feel like I definitely messed up. But I just saw that she was like a trauma specialist, you know, so I'm like, okay, let's dive into that. But
And it,
I was-
it just,
no.
But you're willing to try again with a different
yeah,
counselor. You are.
with a black counselor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I
I just
probably need some psychotherapy. I know I do. So I need to find
Me
me.
too.
yeah. So I listened to a podcast. One was "We Can Do Hard Things." It's awesome. I love it. And then the other one is Jay Shetty, I think is his name.
Jay Shetty's good.
And they pretty much both of the two different podcasts, two different topics, but they both did say you can hire and fire your counselors.
Mm-hmm.
You hire them and fire them. You hire them because you think they're doing something right. You don't bond, you don't connect. Fire them and on to the next. There's no limit of how many times you could do that. But at the same time, if you continuously do it, then something is wrong.
Right.
You know, something is wrong. You do need some help, and you do need to find one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so maybe that fifth one, you're like, okay, it's been 5 of them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do this because it could probably be your best one. So
Right.
I would encourage you to go find you one. The first black one
Yeah.
might not be good. The second black one might not be good. The third black one's probably fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the first one
I
will be.
don't know. I
Yeah.
just hope so. I don't even know where to go. So if y'all have any input,
Yeah.
where did you go? Did you?
Yeah, so she was a white lady. She's here in Amarillo, and I realized I need to be in person. I need to go see you. I need to get dressed.
That was
and come
another
to-
issue. I didn't like.
Mhm.
Yeah. Bless you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, do y'all hear that wind winning? I was about to sneeze, but you said it. Whoa. Yeah, so she was here in person. I knew I needed to see somebody in person for sure. And we went through a stage of, I can't think of the word, but it would probably be really good for you because we go through stages of life from the beginning all the way through. And she, while you're talking about stuff, she asks questions and will have you elaborate on certain things. And then she picks out like the things that you didn't know triggered you, but she's like, while we were talking, these 3 subjects seem to really be the worst of the conversation, and your actions and the way that you're moving and just how passionate you were about it. I think these are the 3 topics that really are part of why you are the way you are. And so we picked a few. We picked my relationship with my baby daddy. We picked my relationship with my stepmom, and my dad kicking me out of the house. So yeah, I didn't talk about any of my like really childhood trauma, like molestation or that. I didn't talk about that. I feel like I do think that the shadow book work is going to get me there, and I'm terrified of that.
Yeah.
This will be the main part of something that I just don't touch on, that I'm just like, I have to, because maybe there is something wrong with me in that part that you have to talk about it. So I didn't feel comfortable enough talking about that. And I also felt like I was grown past that, so that wasn't a conversation. But out of all the conversations, the thing that was the most triggering that ended up being the conversation that really made me feel good was the one about me and my stepmom. I didn't realize how much that her coming into my life had affected me. And we went through a whole sessions of talking about that, and I was just like, wow, that really she played a huge role in my life, and I definitely was affected by that. So that was one. And then I ended up going, the sessions were, she's like, girl, you've come so far, this is great, I'm so proud of you. You pretty much like graduated through this process, because it's called something. And she's like, I think that you feel good. And then I was good, I was fine, but then I said, can I come back? So I came back because I was having really tough issues with my boundaries in my family, and really my sister and my brother, Farrah and Freddie. I was just like, I don't want to be a mama to them anymore. And so I went back to counseling specifically for my little sister, because she was stressing me out bad. And yeah, now my boundaries are good. I mean, yeah, I'm good. So I would encourage it. I would definitely say do it for sure.
Yeah, I think everyone needs counseling.
I used to at one point in time be like, they don't know me. I can't tell them anything. They don't know my business. They ain't been through what I've been through. They won't understand. And no, they haven't been through what you've been through. And they probably will never go through what you're going through. Most counselors aren't counselors that's like, I've been there, done that. We should probably have more counselors that have been there and done that. But once I accepted the fact of like, it is what it is, I need to just talk, and I need to get help, and I want to better myself and be a better version of what I know and of me. And once you can accept that, you'll go talk to anybody that specializes in it. You know?
And it's a lifelong thing. Like, it's just like growing. Like, it's not going to happen overnight, but in order, I think, to thrive and to understand yourself more is like, you have to get help. We have to get help. And I think it's just people are like, oh, counseling, like just that stigma. And it's not even like that. Like, we all have so many issues that we have to work through. And if not, it's just going to,
it's going to pile up. You're going to end up, it's going to pile up. It's going to repeat itself. You could end up killing yourself, killing somebody else. You could really do some damage to you.
And putting your trauma onto your kids, too.
Absolutely. Waiting on them. Well, and it's just like that whole generational curse thing. Like, it literally gets passed down.
It does. It really does.
And that's what's scary for me is like, I mean, I can admit, I know that, I've probably passed some things down to my kids, but like, I don't want that. I don't want that for them when they grow up.
You're self-aware that you are doing that, you can do that, and I can't keep
I no longer.
I don't want to do that.
And I know I went to counseling when I was younger, shortly after my mom passed away, but for me, I was just so, I don't know why, I was just so embarrassed. It was embarrassing to me. Like, just super embarrassing. So I remember I've always just shut down. Like, just shut down, and I would just literally look at the therapist, and I would just look at her, and I'm like, I wish I would have, I mean, I guess there's a time and place for everything, but I wish I would have known then
It
to
was safe.
communicate.
You probably didn't even know it was safe.
I don't think it was
All
safe,
that you had
but-
been through.
Yeah, right.
You know,
And it
Yeah.
was, that's exactly right.
Yeah, all that
Because
you
I
had
look
been
back
through.
on it now and I'm like, man, like, well, certain things just make sense now. It
Yeah.
definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy that you said that with your counselor that you had, because that shadow work, but that's what shadow work is.
Yeah.
It's diving into the
Yeah.
psyche and understanding why you do things that you do, and like all the things that we repress, like
Yeah.
there's a reason for it.
Mhm.
And so it's just getting down to the bottom of it.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I definitely need to go to a counselor.
Have you ever been?
No.
No. Did you ever think it was okay, or how? What's your take on a counselor?
Well, no, I'm lying. I had been to a counselor once. It was couple counseling with my ex-husband.
Mhm.
But I did like it. You know, she heard me out, heard him out. So I did like that part. But I do feel like I need it for me and the things that I've been through in my life. Why I'm like I am. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I'm so emotionally detached from people, or I can cut people off. Like even trying to work out this relationship with my mom, like being closer to her, just calling her is difficult for me. You know, checking on her and stuff like that. Like I feel like, and it stems from my childhood and how she was with me, that I just feel like she did me wrong, but at a certain point, it's like you have to forgive.
Mhm.
You know, even if I just felt like I was always the odd one out. So I definitely think that I need a counselor too, so I can work through that, because at the end of the day, I only get one mom. And the fact that I know that, but I still don't do what I need to do, there's
Yeah.
something,
Mhm.
but you know,
Mhm.
there's something there. So I feel like counseling is a good thing. Therapists, black men should definitely go. It's not, I feel like a lot of black men be like, oh, I'm not gonna go talk to nobody.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah,
go,
I do.
Go.
I do think that too.
Go.
Yeah, we don't open the doors enough for men in general to say
Mhm.
you need help just like I do.
Yeah.
You need help just like I do.
You
And
gotta
just
tell them
because you're a
just like
man
me.
doesn't mean you can't go see a counselor. And like, what? But
Mhm.
man, that's
Or you can't be emotional, or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, speaking of your mama and the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
my grandma just passed away 2 weeks ago. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, well, maybe now's the time I get to have a relationship with my mom. You know,
Yeah.
because when she came down here, she went straight to like helping Farrah with her kids and
Mm-hmm.
being involved with Farrah, and then she went into taking care of my grandma because my grandma got sick, and now my grandma's passed, and now I'm thinking, well, you know, maybe it's a blessing in a way to where my mama can actually live a life, not be taking care of somebody, because before she came down here, she was taking care of her ex-husband who was very sick and ill, and he ended up passing away on her also.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm kind of thinking like, maybe me and my mom will have a relationship now.
Yeah.
We've had one ish, but she didn't have a lot of time, and I've been so busy too. So I was thinking, you know, now's the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time. But call your mama.
Yeah, I need to call her.
Yeah,
It's just
call her.
our relationship is so, I don't know why it's so the way it is, but I know that I need to call her, because if anything happens to her, I would be devastated, because she did raise me, you know.
Yeah.
It's
At the end of the
just-
day, she's your mama.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
she did play some kind of role in your life.
Mhm. So that's
Yeah, we
important.
get more.
Mhm.
Well, it's kind of wild. So, out of everything that you can think of, what would be the reason why you go to counseling? Not because I want to do better, but like, is there something that really, really, really bothers you, and you just haven't got it off your chest, and you just really need to dig deep? Is there a topic where you're like, I would go to counseling, and this would be the first thing I want to talk about?
Dang. It would be my mom. My
Yeah.
relationship with her. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, it's really about me understanding myself. Like I know that I've repressed so much.
Mhm.
Like I know I have. So I just want to, which I kind of, I know I journal and stuff anyway. But it's just admitting it out loud,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I know that I know, but I don't want to admit it. But it's
Mhm.
just actually, it's facing myself,
Mhm.
you know. And it's in that shadow journal. It talks about mirror exercises. That's where you
Mhm.
truly are looking at yourself to find the compassion for yourself. It's okay for you to be this way,
Mhm.
but it's just like moving forward, because I thought everything was fine and dandy, but like this whole past year, it's so funny because I turned 33 this year, and so I have a theme for myself every year, and it was authentically me, trip 33.
Mhm.
And like, wow. Like, I have literally, everything has come to the surface where it's like, okay, you have this issue. You need to work through this. You need to learn to communicate this way, you know, and I want to have someone there to help me, a professional, you know, and also, really I shied away from the Lord, and I was angry for a really long time, but I've truly come to understand that, like, if I don't have a relationship with God, then I don't have anything. Like, because I was that person, like, you see, I have my little amethyst on, like, I have my Ankh earrings, but whether it's the Most High, whatever you say, but there's a creator, and it's me aligning myself back with him, because he wants good for me, and everything that I've done was from my own doing. And so I'm trying to come back to him and surrender, submit to him, so that I can have a fruitful life, so my kids can have a fruitful life. And you know, it's just like, we have kids now. I want a family. Family's absolutely important to me. So, like, it's intentionally dating, having those boundaries, like being the person that I want to be with, you know. And even with my kid's father, like, there's just so many things that if I would have been on the straight and narrow, there was no way we would have ever gotten together. There's no way. But I operated out of a place of loneliness. I was lonely. And he provided a substance to me. And now look, we fucking hate each other. We don't hate each other, but it's not good. And so that's my thing now. And I, you know, having two boys, like, I want y'all to know, certain women, like, I look at people, like, the way that people are raising their kids, I'm like, I don't want y'all to date anybody. I want to take y'all to Dr. Umar school and go to an all black boys school and just get out the way. And even with my daughter, like, no. Like, you're gonna know what self-love is, because I didn't know. And even the people that I lived with, you know, growing up, like, I wish so many things could have been told to me, but it had to unravel in the way at Trip 33 that it did. At 33 years old, like, I'm finding out so much about myself, and it's scary, and I hate it. And even, you know, a schoolmate helped me realize, like, he told me, he's like, you need help. And, like, don't nobody want to hear that.
No.
But I needed help. So I'm, like, trying to get that help through God and through reading. I've opened that journal. It's funny. And I've read it, and I'm like, I'm not ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to do it tonight,
So, yeah, I'm going to have to dive into that. But I've just really been, you know, I changed what I listen to, like, because everything I feel like that we indulge in, like, it plays a part. And so, like, I want the right things. Like, I don't want to be too secular anymore. Like, I guess I had to come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, girl, I'm loving this.
But it's just, it's hard, you know. Like, I have a lot going on with life. Life is laughing. And I don't want to be doing this no more. Because there was a point in time in life where, like, it was so good, you know. And I'm like,
when was that time? What was the good? What can you say?
Well, and so that's the thing, though, is, like, I say that it was good, but it was because I allowed it, because I turned my blind eye. But it was just like, what, from like 2017 till about COVID, and, like, I had my family, we were good, but there was so many secrets that I didn't even know. And there were so many things that I didn't care. Like, for instance, like, he always messaged women, and I am secure, so I thought. I was secure in myself that, like, I saw it, but I didn't care. He came home to me, but that's disrespectful.
It is disrespect. And it's with those boundaries. And like you said, that's something that, you know, I want to set healthy boundaries. And it's not being insecure. It's respecting me. Why are you messaging women? You know, like, why are you doing that? And it's dealing with, like, throwing it back in your face. Like, that's not okay. I've never, like, I've had, like, one physical altercation, but, like, I feel like a mental and emotional abuse is way worse.
And so that was my thing. I was like, dang, this person has truly like I feel like a veil was removed and I just saw everything.
gosh,
And
wow, yeah.
I'm not doing this.
So you were okay, but it really wasn't okay. Now
No.
you look back at it, you're like,
Yeah.
I was just blind, I was ignorant,
Yeah.
and just
Well,
wanted
then like
love
I just
to be-
found so much stuff out. Yeah, and I think it was,
wanted to be
you know,
loved.
I got freaked out. Yeah, wanted to be
And-
loved. I didn't want to. I didn't want to be a single mother.
And God wanted to show you when you was ready.
That part, because I prayed about that.
Mhm.
Y'all, I prayed on that. Like after I graduated college and I didn't get a job and like it was just very stressful. Like I prayed, like God, show me what I am, show me what I'm to be, you know. And I feel like He has spoken to me, and so now it's just I've got to take those steps. I have to do it.
Yeah.
Wow. Hell yeah, girl.
And I have to listen to Him too. And I feel like I'm afraid of what God's gonna show me
Right,
about me.
right.
Because
That's why. Yep.
I have so many. I feel like I don't like to use the word demons, but I have so many like things. Like I hold myself back, and I let things affect me. Like I got into relationships because I was lonely, and I've been, like you said, abused mentally, physically, emotionally, tore down, and I held on to somebody, and then I was like, you know what, that's not it. But I was like, why do I keep going to these, attracting the same type of person, you know, that keeps doing the same thing to me? Until I actually had to be like, you know what, enough is enough. And then I have my husband, which is, he has done so much for me. Like we've talked about, you know, me being molested or something has happened to him, and we can have those conversations. It's not no judgment, and it's not your fault. It's not, you know, and it's like we can talk about those things, and I don't feel judged with him. And so it's just, and I can tell him what I will accept, or will not accept, and he sets those boundaries, and he does those.
That's good.
You know, it's like, oh, I didn't know this was a problem before. I've never been in a relationship where we talked about these things.
The healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't, like, it didn't turn into a big old thing. And, you know, I told him, he told me what he will not accept, and we accept, you know, respect each other.
Yes.
So.
And that's what it is like in relationships, you know, like it is work. And it's always gonna be work, you know, and I think if you're willing to have that person to have those conversations with them, that's why it's like dating intentionally, because like for me moving forward, like I'm only gonna talk to you if I feel like we're gonna get married, because it is about a covenant. Like I know we did our little video about the list of where things are going in like church, like it's actually important. And just because it's not like it ain't gotta be the church house, but I think to talk about where you are with yourself, because
it's very true.
Absolutely, because and that's what I'm glad you said that, is like it is a mind, body, soul thing. And like I've always just been like body, so I've been attached from my soul, I've been detached from my soul, detached from my mind.
Ooh, and I feel like that too.
All 1,
That's
2,
crazy.
3. Yes. Yeah. So
I just remember now what you remember. I was telling y'all, I was like, this topic, I can't think of the topic.
yeah.
It's the relationship and like when to putting in the work, or like when to go, when to leave. That was
And who do you know who to put in the work with? And not just like, okay, I'm done. Like, you know what? This is too much for me.
Right.
Because, you know, when you with somebody, with, like, I know cheating, okay, that's too much. But just having an argument, maybe y'all don't know how to communicate with each other. You know? Because sometimes when you get past that certain moment, like, me and my husband, we went through a point where it's like, we were just, like, at each other. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's really going on? Let's talk about it.
You have to sit down and take that time to, and then like if you're not right, you're mentally not right. You're making things difficult in a way, and you're projecting it on somebody else.
That's what I was
and
doing.
if it's your spouse,
I was projecting.
Yeah, if
because
it's
my
your spouse.
kids, my oldest daughter was acting up, so I'm like just upset and frustrated with her.
Yeah.
You know. And what did I tell you? I shut down. I don't want to talk. So you're calling. What do you want? Like, I don't want to talk right now. And he's like, you can't just shut down. You can't just be like, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
No,
do that.
I mean, my specialty too.
Yeah.
It is, boy.
Yeah, no, that was a conversation that I think that we should have is a relationship, and like when to go, when to stay, and you know, putting in the work, and how do you put it in the work, and time to take for yourself and stuff. But
yeah, so for me, like, and that's what it is like moving forward is like taking all the experience all that has happened to me as far as relationships, like, okay, now I know to even ask what your motherfucking credit score is. I'm not even playing because I'm not gonna build no man up. Like I'm not doing that. Like I was lied to, you know, everything. And so I think when I'm saying like dating intentionally, okay, what is your credit score? Do you have kids? How do you plan on disciplining your kids? Are you gonna hit them? Are you gonna yell at them? You know, do you have a relationship with the Lord? How's your relationship with your family? And it's like really like the things that even with me and my ex, like even in the heat of our arguments, I would bring it back down and I would ask him one simple thing. And if he didn't respond the way that I wanted him to, I was like, oh yeah, no, we are not equally yoked.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
But I did, you know. And
what would be like the question? Like, what kind of was it like pertaining to the conversation?
It came down to parenting, and so the situation was like my son, he's going through a Michael Jackson phase. I don't know if I told you this, but he's going through a whole Michael Jackson phase, and so I have these fedora hats. I have like this purple and yellow one, a red and yellow one, and it's like the swirly one. And so Thriller, they were in the living room and they had my hats on, and I took the trash out. And I mean, mind you, this is in the midst of our crazy storm anyway. But he's like, what? He comes in, what are y'all doing? You know, and he's like, turn this off. Da da da. Why do you have these hats on them? I'm like, they're kids.
Yeah.
They are in the living room having a concert. Yeah. They are children. So he didn't want. He was like, he's da da da. I'm like, he's a legend. I was like, you're a joke. Like, because he called him a joke. I said, you're a joke.
Yeah.
Like, don't disrespect Michael Jackson. Like, come on. Yeah. Like, it was just the principle of, like, them in that moment being children. And, you know, it even arises again with the movie The Karate Kid. He's like, oh, well, his parents are da-da-da-da, like Will and Jada. They don't know nothing about that.
That's too much information. Yeah, kids be kids.
Like, you took them to karate. They see someone that looks like them that is in karate. Why is this an issue? Why can't they watch? Because they'll watch the show over and over and over.
Good. Yeah. I watched the Titanic over and over and over and over.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to be in love since you could be in love, and I knew about love. I wanted to be loved, so Titanic was my movie.
Major Pain was mine.
We watched it all the time too.
Yes, Major Pain was my movie.
Yes. Do that. Do that. Go, Kyler. Do that. Do that. Get down.
Y'all know what would be good? Because you just said something that, like, do you ever think that because we wanted to be in love so bad and have this idea, when people don't live up to our idea, it's like, oh, this ain't my person. If he's not my fairy tale, like, this is not my person.
Yeah, no, I don't think I really haven't been in a lot of relationships to even say no. But so no, not for me.
I mean, no, because I mean, just like in my situation, like I will ask the same question different ways. And if I get the same response, I'm like, okay, this is what it is. But it's also, I've been shown how I was treated when I wasn't working as much. But when I was working, it was all fine and dandy.
Yeah, that's a topic.
Like a lot of things.
That's a topic.
Like, I saw you at your worst, and you couldn't even see me at my worst.
Yeah, and then what about them not ever being at their worst? Or I've never been at my worst, and
not taking accountability.
You're just going and flowing, and
not taking accountability. That's my that's the trick. Like, please, or always trying to put something on you, like make it your fault, or flip it around. And that's what it's like. Yeah. We can't have a conversation because
I'm like, I will take accountability because I know that I need that.
So you're saying same here. So you're saying you went through that. You're saying no, but you said you saw two different sides. Whenever you were working, we was good, but whenever I was struggling, now all of a sudden I'm not worthy enough.
Yeah.
That's such a good topic.
And even, you know, and so, like, and it's just even the lies, like, literally, like, it was lies from day one, but like I said, I was lonely. And so I was looking for anybody.
Yeah.
Just to. Yeah. And that was not good. Like, and I always look back on, because, you know, like, they're like, well, think back on the first time when they made you smile. Have y'all heard that? And so I think, like, I literally had to think back on that, and I was like, we were always fucked up. I forced myself on him. No, you know, and So, and that's why I'm just like moving forward, like everything's intentional, you know. And even with there was a guy that but I had like reached out to because, you know, he thought I was attractive. I thought he was attractive.
Yeah.
But even in his conversation, I was like, no,
This ain't it.
no, yeah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
What you're doing and what I'm doing is two different things, and like I don't have time for all that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I want to work on me so that I can have a good life and find the right one and have
Your
a
next
good family.
union, your next man will be
Yeah.
your husband.
Yes,
Claiming
exactly.
that.
And that's the thing is like just dating for marriage.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do this alone. Like I give it to single mothers. I give it to all y'all.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not built for it.
I never wanted to do
You
a
might
life
stress
alone.
right, and I don't think we
Yeah.
ever planned to.
Mhm, no.
Like what that clip that I sent you, was it with Erica Badu on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dang, I think everyone
I didn't get the
it.
clip.
I know, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but it was just because Jasmine was just so like, I don't want to get married.
You
And I was
are.
like, it makes sense. Like, I don't know how you felt about the video, but
I
was just
absolutely
like,
want to be married. I did not like Erica Badu saying she was going to be alone forever.
Right.
I didn't like that.
right. That's
didn't
why I
like
sent
it.
that to you.
Yeah, I don't
You're
like it.
just like,
But I think she truly was saying she's just good with it. Like she's
Right.
happy being, and I'm thinking,
because she's the bread. Well, and I understood from like because she's the heir to her family. You know what I'm saying? Like she's the breadwinner. So like, and I've even thought about that with myself. Like, you know, if I have to sacrifice so that I can build my nation, as long as they can see like how family is important, then I guess that's just what it might have to be.
I like
But
that.
I don't.
You've
I don't wanna
already
do
made
that.
so many different changes since our last few conversations. It's
I'm
crazy to me.
sober.
No, but that might be it too. But you've already,
No, it's just been an ongoing.
But I
thing.
do want to be. I've never got to see it, and the crazy thing is, I want it so bad because I never got to see it, and I want to be it.
That's what.
I want to be it. I want to be, and I'm gonna be, and I mean, yeah, that's just what it is my daughter needs a good, loving stepdaddy. You know, I want a good, loving man. I want it. I'm not gonna
see what it
settle
looks
for.
like. Yeah.
I'm wanting it, and I know that God's gonna give it to me, and it's gonna go right when it's right. It's not gonna ever go wrong. I'm never gonna get a divorce.
Yeah.
So, I always wanted to say I've been married for 50 years, but you know, maybe that won't be it. Maybe it will
Me
be.
too. God's gonna send y'all a man that's gonna lead you and add to you, add value to you, have you grow, and then you will work on things that you never thought I would work on. Like, dang, he is opening my eyes to things that I didn't even know I needed to do.
My last relationship
Yeah.
definitely was nothing but like a self-growth, and I learned so much and grew so much in that relationship that I could take that and just be at least glad that I did that in our relationship, you know. And then I kind of thought to myself, what did he do? What did he change? But he was never a bad guy, so. But I was constantly, I knew I was fucked up, and
Me too.
I was constantly changing things and, you know, not partying as much and just toning it down. I toned it down a lot, a whole lot. And now, you know, I don't even like people in my house. I used to have parties all the time at my house. Like, my family, my sisters and stuff like that, not just random people. But my sisters and my family, we would always be at my house partying. Now I don't even want them in my space, in my house, you know. I'm big on, like, the shoes. I'm big on, don't just bring your feet up in here and walk around my house. You're the devil. You might have the devil on you or in you. So a lot of me has changed since my last relationship. So I'm only going for better. I'm only going to get better and better. And eventually I'll be in that relationship where I ain't going to have to change much.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you always have to give and take. But, but yeah. So back to our...
I mean, it boils down. It's all mental. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's important because here we are, stressed out, you know.
Yeah, I
broke, busted, and disgusted.
I see, I see people in the stores right now, and my ass is walking straight. I'm like, oh, they don't see me. I don't see me because I don't want to stop and talk. Jasmine don't want to talk today.
I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody.
But normally I'm like, hey girl, what you been up to? How you doing? Oh, that's your baby, they're big. Now I'm like, please, I'm in the mood. Also, it's the season. I hate this time of year. I hate being single. I hate this cold time of year. I hate the holidays because I don't have much family. I just hate it all. So I'm trying my best to say, well, in this time of hating things, I won't be out and around people. I won't want to do nothing. This is my time to do the self-reflection and do the shadow book and just put in the work. And then after this season is over, on to the next, and I'll be happy again because I'm always happy when it's warm outside and the sun's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's being warm all year round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I always want to have, and that's what it is. And so that's what's crazy is like, with reading the Bible and like spirituality. So Queen Afua is like, she wrote this book. It's a Sacred Woman Healing book, and there's these gateways that you go through. But so one, there's like a talking fast, because like your word, like everything we should be saying should be uplifting and positive, you know.
Yeah.
And damn, where was I going with this? Like, so I don't know. I just want to make everything more intentional. But so what I'm saying is there's so much with like her book and the Bible for me. And so I'm just trying to like find the balance of everything. And that's what she says is like to be in my aunt is like the balance of everything. So, because I don't ever want to be out of whack anymore. I don't want anybody to take me out of my place. I don't want to be angry. And I'm so glad that it's so crazy that you're saying that about your coworkers at work, is because I know when they be talking about me. And I'm like, I'm going to do exactly what Jasmine did. Because normally I just stare them down and I'm passive aggressive. But no, I'm going to have that hard conversation.
Yeah.
What's the problem?